Hey everyone, how are you? It is Wednesday and you are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key and we are selling Sacramento. So many of you know this show is not just about real estate. It's actually more, I think we talk more about the steps that you need to take to get ready to purchase, in addition to financial literacy, in addition to the things that are already out there in the real estate industry, exposing you to the real estate industry as a career, but more importantly, exposing you to preparation for real estate purchases, for and not just real estate, just how to get yourself ready financially for whatever, not just real estate, but investing in stocks and options and savings and retirement preparation, as well as, just being very well rounded financially. Preparing for when you're going to, as you prepare to transition, generational wealth building, how to transfer wealth if you pass away, how to transfer it properly, to your children or your loved ones, making sure all of those things are in order. And so on today's show, and I'm happy to announce that this will become a regular on the show, and I hope that you are happy with it as well. And I want to hear from you as we have individuals come on the show and talk to you. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know how you're doing. And a lot of you already do that. I appreciate that very much. How you call in or you email me or you email the station manager and you say what great information that you received from the show. It really encourages me and lets me know also that we are bringing on the right guests for you to help you build a foundation of stability where your wealth is concerned, how to spend your money. So, with that being said, if you've ever considered the job that you're in, the 9 to 5, if you don't like your job, or not necessarily that you don't like your job, perhaps you have a desire to do something, open a business, start a business, you have a product or a service that you do on the side, your side hustle. Have you ever thought about making your side hustle your full-time job? Have you ever thought about taking that business and actually making it your primary source of income? Have you ever thought about walking away from your 9 to 5? The thought of it, right? Just so scary to walk away from your 9 to 5. I know a lot of people who get county jobs, city jobs, government jobs because of the stability. There's a regular check that's going to come in. Or we think that we know that job is going to be there. It provides benefits and insurance and a potential retirement plan, right? But what if you had the playbook for transitioning from that 9 to 5 to making your hustle your full-time job, becoming a business owner? I know the thought of it is scary just to even think about it. But my guest on the show today is going to talk about just that. Miss Sharifa Walker. And I want to read to you a little bit about who she is and her background. I got to put my eyeballs on, y'all, my glasses. Sharifa was born in Jamaica and she migrated with her family to Sacramento at the age of 9. And she's been a resident here in Sacramento for the past 32 years. She has served the community of Sacramento for the last 20 years, helping children and families as a social worker in the emergency response department. I really want you all to carefully listen to what I'm saying about her because a lot of you are right there where she was. Her passion has always been to impact lives and empower families. And on January 4th of this year, she retired from the county of Sacramento to fulfill her dream of being a business owner. She is the CEO of Infinite Hope LLC. She's a licensed insurance professional, a senior marketing director, and a licensed financial professional. And she is now helping families to empower themselves financially. How about that? Right? She has a huge vision to help educate, empower, and uplift individuals, families, and business owners in all areas of their finances while creating opportunities all over the US to help families achieve financial freedom. And I want to stop right there. I also want to add that she is also the proud mother of two. And so she's building a legacy for her children, as well as helping others build a legacy for their families. Miss Sharifa Walker, I want to welcome you to the show this afternoon.
I just can't stop smiling. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for this platform. And from the first day we met, I this has just been a blessing, right? This door that opened. So I'm really humble and I'm really thankful to be here to talk with everyone today. And so I'm ready. I'm ready to get started. I'm excited. Thank you.
Well, we are happy that you're here. And I tell you, I've had a couple of financial advisors on the show. And actually, I had one on the show and one at another event. And the problem that I'm running into with them, they have great information to offer, but they are housed under larger financial institutions. And those financial institutions circle back and they make them take their information down because there are certain regulations and standards that they have to abide by. And so I never get to keep the information on the platform to continue to live and share with everyone else. So
Interesting.
that's frustrating to me because I kind of look at that as Big Brother blocking other people from getting the information.
Right, right.
So I'm glad to have you on the show. I really want and if you're listening out there, if you're a financial planner or advisor and you don't have all of the red tape around you to share the knowledge that you know, please reach out to me because it's through vehicles like this that we get this kind of information
Absolutely.
out to our people, the African American community, Black and Brown communities, the communities who don't have access to this information. It's shows like this, which is how we get it out. And it's
Absolutely.
red tape like that that prevents us from getting it out to our people. So we welcome you today. We are happy that you're here. And so I'd like, before we take a break, I want you to take a few minutes just to talk to everyone a little bit about how you went from where you were to where you are now. Give us your testimony.
So, well, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and so my journey from employee to CEO goes a little bit like this. So in 2017, so imagine working for the county for 20 years, and around 2017, I started to do an inventory on my life, where I was, what did I accomplish in this time, right? I started when I was 21, 21 years old, and I had just been working and working and working. I had children and just living life and just working this whole time. And so in 2017, I took a look at my life and I realized that I was not where I wanted to be. I realized I was not where I wanted to be financially. I realized I was not where I wanted to be as far as my goals for my future and my family. And so I had to have a mindset shift. I started to do a self-evaluation and try to figure out what I was going to do. Uh, yeah, uh, that's okay. I'll just speak from where I am right now.
No,
Uh,
you're good. I'm sorry. I was
so
pulling it in and I didn't know it was going to jump
yeah,
in. Go ahead.
yeah. No worries. I'll just speak. I had to have a mindset shift. I did a self-evaluation and try to figure out what I was going to do to get myself and my life where I wanted it to be. And I decided at that point, I looked, I said, you know what, I'm not making enough money. I was already capped out at my job. And I didn't want to have to go back and get my more degrees, more student loan debt to
Right.
make more money. I didn't want to get another job, which would make me have two bosses instead of one. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to start a business. And so that's when my mindset shifted. And I started to look, I started to pray and figure out, well, what am I going to do? Right. Because I don't have time to build a business from the ground up. I
Mhm.
needed to make money. I didn't. So I found, well, the business found me, right? I was introduced to it through my cousin of mine. And I found that there was a platform, there was a system already in place and I tapped into that. So in 2018, I joined in partnership and learned our system, learned everything I needed to learn to be successful. And I got my license. I became licensed in 2018. And so during that whole time from 2000 to 2019, 2018 to 2019, I was still working full time. I was
Mhm.
still and building, right? It takes groundwork. Things don't happen overnight. I mean, sometimes it does, but majority of the time, I immersed myself in my business, learning every aspect of the financial world, learning, reading books, becoming a master of my craft, self development, because that's a huge part too of business ownership. You have to develop yourself not only as a person, but develop yourself in your business. And so I
Mhm.
spent those 2 years just basically building the foundation, working part time, building the foundation, learning, mentorship, guidance. And then here 2020 and COVID hit. And that changed the game for our financial industry because we used to have to go to homes and see people, but now we're on virtual. And so sitting still during COVID was a game changer. It really allowed me to really immerse myself in my business. And then I caught the vision, right? I said, okay, I'm in the one of the wealthiest industries, right? The financial industry is $1 trillion industry. And we have so many people that need help, right? So the light bulb started to go off like, okay, do I want to keep working my job? Or when I realized I had my hands on a platform that was going to allow me to still help families and leave my job like I wanted to do, right? So 2020, my business exploded, right? I made $52,000 part time, and established my structured my business because I got to sit down and really say, well, where am I at? And where do I need to go to take my business to the next level? So I established Infinite Hope LLC in 2020 during COVID. And then so now we're in 2021. And the beginning of this year, I quit my job. I cut the cord, right? So I'm just giving you a little journey. I cut the cord from the county. It took me, God, let me back up. God had been telling me for almost a year, by the way, to quit my job. But out of my fear, my insecurities in myself, my lack of belief, it took me longer than I should have to cut the cord.
Now
And so,
let me
yeah,
stop you right there because a lot of people who are listening right now are exactly where you were. You know that there's this calling on your life. You know
mhm,
that there's something that you really want to do, but you're stuck. So somebody listening is stuck between this job, between
mhm,
familiarity and the
yes,
can we call it that? Somebody
yes,
right now is stuck in comfort
yes,
versus doing something that they've got to have complete faith to do.
hmm.
And they don't see the full picture. What exactly was it for you? And what is it that can help them make that leap?
So what I did. because we have to have the tangibles, right? We do have faith, but we have to have the tangibles. And what I did was prove to myself that I could do it. I proved to myself that I could make that income that I needed to make to sustain myself and my family without my job. And that was one of the things that really helped me to have confidence to leave my job, is to
And
know that yes,
you did that while you were still working your
yes,
full-time job.
while I was still working
So
full
what
time.
you're trying to tell me is that you were working both jobs at the same time.
Yes.
And now this is important because there are a lot of people that just want to make the leap and have nothing, just going to jump and not have any evidence that it can actually be done. And sometimes that's doable, but many times you don't want to make that kind of leap until you actually see that there are some things working in your favor. It's almost like I want to liken it to when individuals go on to Shark Tank and they present their product, and the first thing the sharks ask them is what? How many units have you already sold? Right?
Absolutely.
Same thing with taking this type of a leap, transitioning. Can you prove to yourself already in advance that what you're doing can be done? Like with the real estate career, many people who tell me they are part-time real estate agents, that's fine. But that should not be your end game, because in order to properly serve your clients, you need to be in this thing full time.
Yes.
And so if you are new and you're just trying to test the water and you're coming in part-time, that's fine. But once you start seeing that you've got a business plan and you can make it happen, it's probably time to, as you say, cut the cord from the other job so that you can serve in that area full time.
Yes, yes. So you said something very key. It started to be where I was finding more joy and fulfillment, right, in my business versus going to work. So that's the other thing, right? You have to be sold out to what you're doing, right? You have to be in love with what you're doing. You have to plant your flag in on this, right? Whatever you decide to do, and that was very important for me too, because you can't be wishy-washy, right? You have to make sure that whatever you decide to do, that you're going to do it with the best of your ability, and you're gonna give it your all, right? You're gonna have to have discipline and work ethic. And because being your own boss is not easy, right? Because you're the one managing the ship. You are it, right? You determine when you get up in the morning and what time you get to the office, and how to set your hours, and how the structure of everything around your life is going to go. There's no one telling you to do that. So if you don't develop that work ethic while you're still working, if you don't develop those habits, if you don't develop the discipline that it takes, right? Because I get up and I still come to work every day, right? It's just my own work. And so I still have that discipline and that work ethic. And so basically, there's a lot of things to consider, right? A lot of things to consider before you make that leap. And we can talk about some of those, right? So
And
income,
Sharifa, before you
number
get
one.
into those, Sharifa, before you get into those, I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Before we get into those, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want you to dive right into those step by step. So if you're listening, if you're watching on social media, now's the time to go run and get a piece of paper and then come back and get ready, because when we come back from the break, she's going to give you information on how you can transition from your full-time employment to being independent and working your own business. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and we will be right back. Okay. Hey, thank you everybody for watching. Miss Tia says she's ready. She's ready. So I want to show you what I pulled in, and then you tell me where to start, okay? So this is what I pulled in, and it's going to go.
Are we on live still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just,
All right.
I just removed it from the screen. So everybody that
Okay.
is watching us on social media can see that, but the radio, those who are watching on the radio can't hear anything right now.
Okay.
So was that
All
the
right.
wrong
So
video?
it is. It is. So what I
So
will
that's
do, I
what
will
you
just
emailed to
speak.
me.
Yeah. Sorry. I will just
Okay.
let me see if I can. Do I have time to send you another one?
How many minutes do we have before we get back from the break? Like 2 minutes? How quickly can you send it to me?
About a minute now.
Right now.
Okay, if the faster you can send it, we'll kind of just we will
Okay.
let me pull this out, remove that, send me the right one, and then I'll upload it. Otherwise, if we don't get it in time, will you just be able to talk us through it?
Yes. Yes, I can. I'll just talk you through it. We'll make it
Okay,
work.
fabulous, fabulous. Okay. And even when we come back from the break, if you can get started with that while
Yeah.
I'm pulling
Mm-hmm.
it in, I'll just kind of let you
Yep.
freestyle and then I'll pull it in and get it up. Let me know once you've
Okay.
sent
Sounds
it so I
good.
can. Did you send it?
All right.
I'm not seeing it just yet.
It's coming. I know it's like here we go.
Okay, as soon as it pops in, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Is it a large file?
No, no, it's not. Um,
I think we are getting ready to come back from the break. Okay.
okay, I'll
I'm
just,
going
I'll just, I'll just talk about it.
to, okay.
I will.
I'm going to reintroduce you and then
Okay,
we'll just let you take it from there.
okay.
If you send it while we're talking, I'll look for it still.
Yes, I'm still gonna do that right now.
Okay. All right. We're back in about 10 seconds. Hey everyone, we're back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and with me today, Miss Sharifa Walker. And our episode today is entitled officially The Wealth Formula Transitioning from Employee to CEO. And if you had an opportunity during the break to go and get your pen and paper or pencil and paper or however you best take notes, now is the time. We are going to let Miss Sharifa Walker take it away.
So thank you, thank you. Welcome back. So what I put together is just an overview, right? Because any plan that you put in place, it's detailed and it's geared towards you and your specific circumstances.
Uh-oh, did we lose you?
And
Uh-oh, Sharifa? I'm wondering if
so
Sharifa, can you hear us?
what my options were. Can you can you hear me?
Sharifa,
Yes.
I'm sorry. Can you start again? There was some kind of interference. I'm not sure what's going on. Say that. Start over when you said you did your plan in general, because for most people it's specific.
Yes. And so I had to figure out what my options were as far as how are you going to make that income, right? How are you going to replace the income that you have coming in? And so that's step one. What you figure out what business you're going to do, what your passion is. And so that's the really the one of the most critical step is what are your income options? How are you going to keep that money coming into your household to sustain yourself and your family? And
Right.
so, whatever that looks like for you and your household, that's what you make your plan based on, right? So, making sure, because you don't, business ownership has its ups and downs, right? One month you're making a lot of money, one month that you may not be making the same amount of income. So
Mhm.
knowing how to make sure you have that income coming in. And then the other thing
Sharif, I'm
that was,
sorry. Can I
you know,
jump in every now and then?
yes,
Because you just brought up a good
yes,
point. When as you're talking about knowing
yes,
what money you need to come in, what you're talking about is having a budget, understanding your overhead for your household, right?
yes,
So in order for you to know
absolutely.
if your business is going to make the appropriate money, then that means you have to know what the expenses are in your household. If it costs you $6,000 a month to run your household, you're saying that you need to make sure that the business that you start can cover that $6,000 a month household. Yes?
Absolutely. You are correct. That is exactly what I mean. Because you don't want your standard of living to go down, right? You want your standard of living to go up. And so
Right.
a part of that is making sure you can at least cover those household expenses, and then you grow into that, and then you scale your business to actually start making a profit. Um, and then retirement options. So that's scary in itself, right? People are like, well, how do I plan for retirement? And how do I hear that a lot. But there's so many different options out there as far as saving outside of your employer. So, and when you save outside of your employer for retirement, you actually are in control of it. A lot of
Mm.
people don't know that. Because imagine, I started when I was 21, so I had my pension and my 401k. I was putting in money all these years, but guess what? I can't touch it until I'm 59 and a half. And
Mm.
imagine that, right? But when you have your own retirement plan outside of your employer, now you have something called opportunity cost, right? So what if you're saving for your retirement and a business venture comes up? Your employer is not going to give you that money to start that business. That's your own money that you've been saving, right? Or
Mhm.
you a piece of real estate you want to buy and you've been saving all this money in your retirement. So that it's actually more empowering to have your retirement outside of your employer than with your employer. I don't know if a lot of people know that,
That's a very good
but
point because that's a big reason why most people don't leave their jobs to pursue their own
Mhm.
businesses because they think that there's a certain amount of security in having that retirement from under that employer. But what you're saying is you have more security and more flexibility when you create your own retirement plan.
Exactly. Exactly. And you have more control over it. Our jobs tend to control our health insurance, life insurance, investments, our time, everything, right? Why not take a little
Mhm.
bit of that control back and actually create your own plan outside of your employer? And then
Very good.
healthcare. So let's talk about that because, of course, we all stay at our jobs because of healthcare. So think about this. If you have done what you're supposed to do, right, and you have created a business, or you're running a successful business and you're making income, you can afford your health insurance.
Mm.
People don't think about it that way. But
Mm-mm.
that's what wealthy people do. That's what business owners do. They just pay for their health insurance. And
Mhm.
so that goes along with having the confidence to know that you can make that money that you need to make to afford to pay for your health insurance.
Mhm.
And when you first get started, even if you're not making that much money, if you're in California, you have Covered California where you can get a subsidy and afford your health insurance, right? Or
Right.
you can go directly to Western Health Advantage. Or I'm not advocating for any company, but I'm just telling you that you have options,
Right.
right?
Well,
You
I'll
have
say that
options.
as a business owner myself, my health insurance is through Covered California.
Hmm.
And so that's how I pay for my coverage. And
Yep.
if you are thinking that Covered California is only for people who are employed, that is not altogether true.
Mm.
I
Yep.
appreciate you saying that. Yeah.
Yep. Because that's what I use, Covered California.
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and my health insurance is just fine. I get everything I
Yes.
need. It's just like actually like I was working at a job. I have the same
Exactly.
co-pays, the same everything. So um,
Yes.
yes.
You know what? Like my dental insurance through Covered California is $15 a month.
Yep.
That's super affordable. And I'm thinking that we hear all these horror stories about if you have to cover your own medical costs, that they're going to be exuberant. But it is through programs now like covered California,
Yeah.
that you can just pay $15 a month. I think my copay, because I've been in the dentist back and forth a couple of times these past couple months, and my copay has been, I think, $75 or something. But you compare that to paying out of pocket a few $100s when you visit, those are the numbers that people fear. But if you
Yes.
actually get the facts, then you'll know that it is affordable to cover your own health insurance as a business owner.
Absolutely. And so yeah, so those are the things to consider. You're making sure your income is where it needs to be, making sure that you're looking into retirement options outside of your employer, because you still want to be putting away money for your future. You just don't want to just leave your job and then you're just out here, and then by the time you turn around, 20, 30 years have gone by and you've saved nothing and have accomplished nothing, right? You still need to have that structure and that plan in place.
Right.
And then multiple streams of income, right? Just making sure that you're always open to opportunities, right? Always open, because collaborating, networking brings us to situations like this.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
I met you and where I'm on this show, right? And so I'm just being always open to opportunities, because I'm telling you, when you step out on faith and you're walking in alignment, I'm so big on this. I say this all the time. Whenever you get up every day, whatever happens, good or bad, it's always in alignment with your goals and dreams, if you believe that. And so
Right.
I believe that every day I get up, no matter what happens, I'm walking in alignment. And so you have to have that faith piece in it too. It's really big. And um so yes, having multiple streams of income, being open to opportunities. So now I want to talk about, before you take the leap, what to expect, right? So think you have to start thinking like a business owner, right? We talked about mindset a little bit, and mental toughness. This is not an easy road, but it's worth it, 100% worth it, right? I have my time freedom. I have time to do the things that I want to do with my kids. I have the time to travel if I want to travel. I mean, this to me, this is living the ultimate dream. I haven't made the income that I yet. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
My desired income, but I'm not doing too bad, right? Because I can come and go as I please. My bills are paid. I'm running a business, with business expenses, overhead expenses, because God is, blessing me. I'm walking in my alignment. Get used to working longer hours. Okay, so basically, I'm still doing the same thing that I was. Pretty much working 8 hours and then still working my business, right? It hasn't
Right.
changed. I've been doing this for years. So to me, it's nothing, right? But now I'm devoting all, instead of 8 hours at my job and then 4 or 5 hours in my business, I am doing the 12-hour shift here, right?
Right.
So it's long hours. It's You have to be committed to it, right? Even days and when you're tired or you don't feel like it, you have to have that level of commitment for your business, like you would at your job.
Right.
And decide how to most effectively position yourself. So I am not a master of everything, right? I
Mm.
found one field, one career, one path, and I decided to master it. And I'm not done mastering it. There's so many levels to the financial industry, by the way. I don't even know how I can master, but I'm working within, the realm of what I want to do right now, right? Which is financial planning and life insurance and retirement. And so I'm mastering my craft. So decide where do you want to position yourself?
Can
And
I pause right
yes,
there?
yes.
Every now and then, I'm gonna just jump in here when you say
Okay.
something that just hit home for me. I love that you use the phrase master it, effectively position yourself and master it, because I wholeheartedly, and I say often on this show, my tagline at the end of this show is, if you are doing what you were created to do, I will see you at the top. And
That's right.
because we all are created with gifts and talents intentionally. So there's
Mhm.
something inside of you that you do, that only you do the way you do it. And
That's right.
everyone sees it and they applaud you for it. They thank you for it. You do it so naturally. And so when you said you're still going to be working 8 hours a day, but you're going to be doing something now that you love. so much where it doesn't even feel like work, right?
No.
That was the reason for saying that, it's not work if it's something you love and if it's something you enjoy. But
Yes.
to your point again, you're doing what you were created to do. You still
Mhm.
have to put in the hours and the time because you have to master that thing. you
Mhm.
know
Mhm.
we can be born with a certain skill set, but it's your responsibility to go out and make it better. It's your
That's right.
responsibility to go out and make it do what it's supposed to do. Like, I sing a little bit, but I don't sing. But if I wanted to sing, well,
Dang.
that's what I need to do. I need to be
Uh-huh.
practicing vocal exercises every day, hiring
Absolutely.
somebody to teach me better, following behind individuals who sing, to the heavens, and all of that. So the same thing
Yes.
applies with the gifts and talents that we have. And some of us are even gifted with more than one
Yes.
gift or talent.
Yes.
So you really,
Absolutely.
if we really looked at how deep our talent pool is on an individual
Yes.
level, you can pull from anything inside of you if you decide that's what you want to pursue. Right? Isn't that, to me, is
Yes.
so exciting?
It's so true. Because that's why I'm able to be successful here, because my gift and my talent, because all I did was transition my skills, right? I have been literally helping people my whole entire life, right? So that is my gift and my talent. I love to help people. It comes naturally. That's what I do. Um, I can solve problems, right? I can, help with helping people. And so all I did was transition that over here and use that gift,
Nice.
use that talent, use that calling just in a different arena, right? Just
Love
thinking
it.
outside of the box.
Love it.
Yeah. So the next thing is expect to do it yourself at first, but learn the power of leverage. Because when you're
Mm,
starting out, it is all on you, right? But as you grow in business, you have to learn to leverage. I love that word.
mhm.
You have to learn to leverage your because we only have 24 hours in a day, and you have to figure out, okay, what do I need to do in my business and leverage the rest. And so I have
Right.
a whole host of people that have helped me along this way. I did not get here by myself. I have a whole team of people. Some are still here, some are gone. I have new teammates, new business partners that have partnered with me, and we're in the trenches and we're helping families out here. And I'm so honored that God brought these people into my life, because I didn't do this alone.
Right.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's brought some dynamic women into my life to help me, just make me a better person and make my business better and structure my business and do all these things that I required, that I needed to do, right? And because I'm walking in alignment, they come, that people come to you. God will bring those to you that
That is right.
is needed. So
That's right.
um,
Okay. Okay. We got to take another little Keisha intervene moment here because you just said something again. It goes back to that whole saying where it says, God doesn't call the equipped,
mhm,
he equips those whom he calls.
that's right.
Right?
That's
So we
right.
don't have to be concerned about having it all. Are y'all listening right now?
Mhm,
You don't have to be concerned that you don't have it all together
that's
before you
right.
step out on faith, right? All you have to be concerned about is moving in that direction of that thing that you're passionate about in your heart. Don't
Mhm,
look for the confirmation and the approval of other people around you, because this is your walk. This ain't their walk.
that's right.
This is what God has for you. God got something else for them, and they, whether they walking out in it or not, is not your business. Your business is what he's
That's
called
right.
you to do, right? And so when you start walking in that thing that he's called you to do, then that's when, just like those Michael Jackson, remember the video Beat It, and how Michael would step on the little blocks and then they light up,
Yes,
that was the path, the direction
yes,
that he was supposed to go in.
exactly.
But they didn't light up until he did what? Until he
Step
took
on
a
it.
step forward,
Mhm,
right? But then
that's
once he took
right.
that step and then paths lit up, you knew exactly where to go. Oh my gosh. Another analogy is Michael in the Wiz. Didn't he do the same thing?
Yes,
Stepping on the path and it lit up?
that's
Michael,
right.
boy,
He
the
sure did.
analogy.
You was teaching us some lessons.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that, yes, the power of leverage. There's so many people around us that do amazing things. If we just reach out and network and meet with these people, and they and all, let's all have a spirit of not the crab in the barrel mentality, right? Let's all be lifting
Right.
each other up and helping
Amen.
each other, because we're really all trying to achieve the end game, right?
Yes.
Well, for me, it's financial freedom, right? For me,
Yes.
it's leaving a legacy for my family and changing the trajectory of my generation,
Mhm.
into a, just and helping, continuing to help and uplift the community. And
Yes.
so the other thing is schedule, right?
Mhm.
Schedule. My goodness, that is probably one of the most important things that will help you to continue to be successful in business. You have to schedule your days. You have to schedule your time. You have even time for your family, even time for your friends, even time for everything. That's one of the things, the key things that helped me manage working a job and a business at the same time. And then now it's even helped me more now that I'm a full-time business owner, because not only am I managing my own business, but I have a team of people that I help. And
Mm.
so if other people depend on you, you have to be dependable in business, right?
Mhm.
Your word, your character, everything matters. I mean, that's all you really have is your word. And if you say you're going to be somewhere, you got to be there, right? You got to show up,
Mhm.
right? And you got to
Mhm.
perform, you got to do what your assignment. So having a schedule allows you to have everything you want in life. Everything. You can, if you schedule it in, you can do it. And
Mhm.
so a lot of people don't know. They come into business and they're all over the place. I see it all the time because I bring people into business all the time. They're like,
Mhm.
oh, how can I do this? And I have to go here and I have use a schedule. If you have Google Calendar, you have Apple, I don't know, iPhone, whatever calendar you have, a piece of paper with your to-do list.
Right.
It makes your life so much easier when you schedule in everything you have to do. I'm talking about your faith. I'm talking about your family. I'm talking
Mhm.
about your fitness. I'm talking about fun. Schedule it all in and you can have it all.
Mhm.
So the other thing that is important is having a savings before you leave your job.
Okay.
Seriously,
Okay.
um,
Yes.
because things will happen. This is a business, right? Up some months are good, some are not, right? So you have to make sure that you have a savings, and that goes along with learning money management, right? That
Mhm.
goes along with making sure that you have somebody helping you with your accounting and your bookkeeping, and making sure you have those parts of your business structured as well. No matter how small your business is, treat it like a business. Always treat it like a business, and it will pay you like a business. So that's the problem. We it's we look at it as like a side hustle. No, if you're providing a product and service and or a solution to somebody, you're a business. You have a business, and
Right.
so yeah, so that's very important. Making sure that you have those things put together, and then building your network. So you got to have a network, right? Your network is your net worth, right? And sometimes
Mm.
it's not all about what you know, it's about who you know and who can bring you into the room for the people that you need, right? And who you can be of service to. But you'll never know if you don't go outside your circle or go outside of the people you already know. And I actually had to pray about that, because I actually had to ask God to put me in different circles, different environments, around different people, so I could touch the people that I needed to touch. Because I
Mm.
wouldn't know unless if I take that step, right?
Right.
So that's also important as a business owner, because sometimes our business isn't growing the way we want it to, and that's because you need to get outside the box, right? You need to go
Mm.
in different rooms, different
Right.
environments.
Can I add to that, or interrupt you just to
Mhm.
say that all of this information, I'm getting ready to post these points, and I just want to check with you and make sure. I have 8 points so far, but you might have more. Know your household budget and how much you need to make. Plan out your health care, plan out your retirement, build your network, have multiple streams of income, have a sound business plan. You'll be working the same hours, but doing what you love. Effectively position yourself, master it, and schedule and plan. And then have a savings account, learn money management, create or hire finance professionals to assist you in that area. Does that sound about right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a break. How many more points do you have to go? Because we're
I
going to
have
bring
one.
you back. I got to tell you
Yeah.
guys, we have already in advance planned to have Miss Sharifa on the show at least every other month. She's already outlined all the shows she's going to come back and do for y'all. So just get accustomed to seeing her beautiful face and hearing her wonderful voice. She's a part of the family now. And so if she doesn't finish up all of her points today, guess what? She'll be back.
Yes.
So don't worry
I just
because
have one more, and that's all.
just one more. We're going to take a break before you come back with that one point. And then if we have time, we'll even take a call. So if you're listening, and what I'd like to hear is a testimonial from someone who has taken the leap. If you've
Yes.
been working full time in a state, county, whatever job, it could even be private sector, but you took the leap. I know a lot of people who did because of COVID. And, it just caused them to rethink what they were doing. COVID made us rethink our whole entire
Oh,
lives.
yes. Yes. Yes.
And a
Yes.
lot of
I had a
people
lot of time
opened
to think.
Yes. And so many people opened up businesses. And so when we come back from the break, if you are someone who'd like to share, and we will only have a couple of minutes for you to share, but we would love to hear how you transitioned from your full-time job to full-time CEO. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key, and we'll be right back. Um, who was that Jay came to the door with?
I have no idea. This is the second time I've seen him now.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if he's an addition to the family in one way or the other. But I'll find out in a minute.
He could have just been, I didn't know if maybe he was giving him the tour.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Y'all, sometimes people come to the door during the show, and I only reason I know they're there is because I can feel my sound engineer's eyeballs looking at me, looking at them. So then I pause. If y'all see me go like this, it's because somebody's standing at the door listening or watching and listening to the show. So Davita said, amen, absolutely right. Even in a trust with family, treat it as a business. That's
yes.
right. And Miss Virginia said, I love working for self. Best decision ever, but still mastering my craft. That's right.
Right.
Miss Virginia, what is your business? What do you do? Y'all tell us what your businesses are, because I'd love to share them to the listeners to let people know. So if you're watching and you went from being fully employed or employed by someone else to being self-employed, share in the chat what that is, because I want to share it with the people on the radio who are listening. Angelina, great work. Thank you, Miss Angelina. Thank you.
And thank you, Miss Angelina, because you are the connection here. Love you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. We want to hear what y'all are doing. It's a very scary prospect to go out on your own, especially when as a society, American culture is that you work for someone else.
Yes.
Private sector business or being business owners hasn't always been the go-to. They don't teach that you open your own business when you're in school. You don't learn to be a business owner or business minded unless you're in a household or an environment that talks about business management and being a business owner. So this is very, very new to our American culture, but very necessary and right in line, I add, with what God would have it to be. Because if you are doing what you were created to do, you're helping other people, right?
Absolutely.
You said like 3-4 times that you fully enjoy, and you're still doing what you love. You use terms like that. I heard you saying that over and over again.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it doesn't even, and it was a good point. Like I don't feel like I'm working at all. I feel like I'm And it's surreal sometimes, actually, too, right? This journey, I'm like, wow. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I really did this, right?
Right?
Like this really happened. But I really and I get joy now. Also, you know where I get joy from is helping other people do this, right? And sitting
Mhm.
down with them, showing them exactly what I did, right? I know we only have an hour on the
We're
show,
coming
but
back from the break. Hold that thought. Hold that
okay.
thought. Hey everyone, we're back. You're listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. During the break, we have this conversation going on. Only on social media are you going to get the extended version of this show. So you can watch us on where are we? On Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter. So if you Google or search for Selling Sacramento on the radio or Agent Key, it will eventually take you somewhere to one of the links to where the show is being broadcast live and even on the podcast. So you'll get all of that extra information. Miss Sharifa was just sharing during the break because we were talking about how if you're doing what you were created to do, there's just so much pleasure. You're helping other people. And the fastest way of getting yourself out of depression or out of a funk,
Yes,
ironically and coincidentally, is to help somebody else, right?
yeah.
So share what you
That's
were
what
just
it's
sharing during the
about.
break.
Oh, I was just saying, I actually get joy helping people do what I did because I have the roadmap, right? And
Right.
so there's so many people like me. There's so many people like us that just don't know what to do or where to start, right? And so me being able to bring you into a business, show you the platform, show you how to be successful, that in itself, right? What's the saying? You can give a man a fish, right, to feed him, but what if you teach him how to fish? And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching people how to fish, how to make income, how to build a business, how to structure your business, how to do all these things, right? And so as I get better, I'm only going to keep bringing more people with me, and I'm excited about that, right? I'm
Right.
excited. Not just about me, right? This is bigger than me. That's bigger than you. What you do, right? We have
That's
to think
you
about this
know.
is bigger than us, and
That's
so
when you know you're doing the right thing. When
yeah.
you keep that mindset of what you just said, this is bigger than me. Can you share with us your last point that you wanted to make? Because
My
I want
last
to,
point, yes, is have a vision. You
yes.
have to have a vision of where you're going. I know we get caught up in the day to day of our business, our lives, our jobs, our families, and everything. But without a vision, you're going to perish, right?
Mm,
Write down the vision, make it plain. Having a vision is so critical. Where do you see yourself? Right? If you want to say manifest or whatever words you want to use, but where do you see yourself going? What do you see your future looking like? And envision that. Have that on your mind. Wake up saying your goals every day. Wake up saying what your vision is, right? Whatever that is for you in your life, that is so critical, right? Having that vision of where you're going. And I'm telling you, with that vision, as you walk and take your daily steps in whatever you're doing, that you will start to see that vision come to life. And that's one of the best feelings ever. I'm telling you, it's
mm.
better than money and all these material things. Seeing the vision, the hard work, the dedication, the sleepless nights, the fighting through adversity, seeing your vision come to life. So that's my last point. Thank you.
That is awesome. I appreciate that so much. And we asked during the break if anyone is watching online or if you would like to call in. What's our number, Dosti? You know, I don't know it offhand. 916 921 5333.
That is it.
That is it. Oh, he's looking. I was right behind me, y'all. 916 921 5333. If you want to call in and give us your testimony, we have a couple of minutes reserved just for the caller who would like to share how they transitioned from the we don't have a couple of minutes. Dag nabbit.
I'm
Y'all,
telling you, it goes by so fast.
time just goes by so fast. So we've got to shut this down in like less than 120 seconds. So we don't have time for the caller. But if you would like to share, email me because I'd love to have your testimony and share it with other people. This is how we grow.
Yes.
When we get exposed, we were talking about during the break that the idea of being a business owner is not a part of American culture. American culture trains you to go work for someone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being a business owner, having building a financial security nest that you can pass on and build generational wealth, this is all very new to the masses.
Yes.
But we, especially our culture, need to take advantage of it. And so unless you grew up in a household where you saw people who were business owners, where you saw how that worked, being a business owner was the furthest thing from your mind. You actually were conditioned that you have to rely on some other entity for your services, for your whatever. Like you weren't even thinking about owning the business. You were thinking that you had to go and get help from somewhere else. And so that's a mindset that as a community, we need to get out of. Have you thought about that in any way, Sharifa, as you talk to individuals, that mindset that we have?
Yep, it is a mindset shift, because it was so funny you say that, because while you're saying that, I'm thinking about my mom when I told her I was quitting my job, because she worked for the county for 29 years. I had to force her to retire, like, leave. So long story short, she was like, are you quitting? You can't quit your job. You need your benefits. You need your this. You need your that. And of course, my mom is my number one supporter, but she was just, I'm her baby. So she was just wanting to make sure I was going to be okay, because she's so proud of me now. Right, Mom? But it's just the mindset that you can't survive without your job, right? And so it is a shift. I love the shift, because we have kids that are, young adults that are going into entrepreneurship. And that's what we need in our community. We need a team of people solving our own problems. That's what we need. Giving us solutions to our problems. And that's how you have a longevity in business. As long as you keep solving people's problems and giving them solutions, you will always have a business.
Ooh, I love that. Let's end on that note. Thank you. I love that. Miss Sharifa, thank you, my dear, for joining us on the show today. That is our time, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, she'll be back. She'll be back. And we'll be bringing you more financial information on helping us take that leap to build financial wealth, to have a stronger foundation in that area, and to help us get to the next phase of having a more productive and victorious life, y'all. You are listening to 97.5 FM KDEE. I am Agent Key. And remember, if you are doing what you were created to do, I will see you at the top.
That's right. I love that.
Thank you so much. I threw all of those points in there, and I'm going to attach them to the show once everything is over and I push it over to the podcast. But and thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for everybody who's tuned in.
Time.
Yes. And we will see you next time, Miss Sharifa. Have an awesome, amazing day.
You too.
All right. Bye, hon.
Bye-bye.